we just love a Colour Me Happy show. Good afternoon. How are you all? Have you had something to eat, some lunch, some nice cup of coffee or tea or whatever your tipple is? Are you all fully refreshed and ready to set the day on fire with some amazing demonstrations? Because I hope you are, because they are going to be amazing. We've got a Colour Me Happy show. So a Colour Me Happy, what is it? Well, it's all about one of our products in Spectrum Noir. It's all about our colouring system. And what one are we doing today? We're doing alcohol pens. Now with that, we always like to put something else in place. A Wednesday now has become the day for when our amazing guest is on. She comes up nearly every Wednesday. She sometimes has a little bit of a break, but most Wednesdays you see her on our screen. She's here for the full day. We've had an amazing 2 hours this morning. You've absolutely loved the show. The comments were flooding in, and I'm hoping they're going to do that this afternoon as well, because our lovely guest in the building today is the one and only Sheena. Hello, lovely.
Hello, that'll be me.
That'll be you. That'll be you. You are incredible at what you do.
Oh, bless you.
Do you enjoy it?
I love it. I love what I do, yes. And I hope that comes across, because you got to love what you do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really lucky to do what I do as well, because to be able to share is the best bit for me. The teaching, the sharing. Because, you know, I'm a people person, so never going to be that quiet, introspective artist, not talking all day and just creating. Never going to happen.
Never.
So this
never,
is perfect for me.
I love it. Well, Sheena's going to be with us for the next 2 hours, so if you've got any questions, then get them in. We are fully social, which means you can actually send your messages into the show. I believe, is our Rachel? Yes, Rachel's still on. She's in the building today with sending all your messages through. You can see that just down there. Get social with Crafters TV. And no question is a silly question. We're happy to answer anything, and if we can't answer it, we'll find someone who can answer it for you. So make sure you get social with us as well. And actually just send us in anything that you've been working on or doing anything with. Maybe you've been working with some of Sheena's products that she's brought out in the last few weeks. Send in your pics. Charlotte would love to have them on and show them us as well. So make sure you send those in. But today is all about the new stamps, and they are absolutely brand spanking new. There are 4 new stamps. They are absolutely incredible. I loved them as soon as I see them. Tracy was putting them out last night and I was like, wow, these stamps are amazing. They're A6 in size, so they're a really lovely big stamp. There are 4 designs. You don't have to choose. You can just go for the stamps. Now, you'll find the stamps on the website. You can just buy the 4 stamps. Don't do it. I'm saying don't do it because we have what you can see in front of you. It's our Showstopper bundle. Now the Showstopper bundle has loads in it. It has a rocker block, so you've got your 5-pack I think of rocker blocks. You've also got your pens there, so you can see your tri-blend pens. There's 2 packs of 3 pens, 18 colours in total on those ones. You're also getting a pack of our specifically made alcohol paper, which is our cardstock Nina, and you're also getting those 4 stamps. Now look at that price. It's an amazing saving today of £34.96 is all you're paying, £27.98 platinum price. If you go for just the stamps on their own, they're about £31. So do not go for those, because if you go for those, you're going to be paying more. Where if you go for the Showstopper bundle, you're only paying an extra £3, it works out, for that whole bundle. It works out, Sheena, close your ears.
Yeah,
you're getting the stamps free.
What?
You're not paying for the stamps. Yeah, sorry, Sheena. We're giving your stamps away today.
You keep saying it, you know, you keep saying it. I can't, unbelievable. And literally, you've got everything you need in that
I tell you
package.
what we'll do for you.
What then?
I tell you what we'll do. We'll say you have to buy the stamps and then pay just over £3 for the rest of the bundle.
Thank you, I feel much better.
Is that better?
Yeah, I'll see you now.
So pay for the stamps and you get everything else for £3, just over £3. Yeah, I like that. Why didn't we do that earlier? That's much better. That's not offending, is it? So absolutely, go for that amazing Showstopper, £27.98 platinum or $40.70, which is absolutely amazing. Lots of people coming in this morning for us, or this afternoon. Sharon's in saying hello from Rockville. Carletta's in today from Arkansas. We've got Patsy in from Colorado. Lynn is in now from the Isle of Wight. LJ Craft is in from Yorkshire. Christy's in saying good afternoon to everyone. And Lisa Watkins is in saying looking forward to seeing some awesome awesome tips and techniques that Sheena has for us. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So if you want that, go for that bundle, but go for that Showstopper bundle. Now, the other thing that Sheena's brought to us today, she's gone on the website, had a look at some of the stamps that she quite liked, and she's put a bundle together. And boy, what a bundle this is. It's a mystery bag, but I have been showing you bits and pieces throughout this morning, and I'm going to show you a few more because it is an absolutely packed full bag. You can see the saving on there. It was £114.95. You're getting it £30 today or $40. Platinum price £24 or $32. And I didn't see that this morning. 50 extra bonus points as well. Wow. Has that just been added? I didn't see that this morning. So extra 50 bonus points. Talking about bonus points, just quickly, Gemini 2 is still available on the website. There is 1,000 bonus points. So if you're going for the Gemini 2 and you're going for the mystery bag, that's 1,050 bonus points, which is quite amazing. Right, so in here, I'm going to show you this one straight away because it really does just scream how much is in this bag. This is our brand new stamp from last week or the week before. It's our Fairy Glaze. It came out with our Duet ink pads. It is the most amazing stamp. Sheena was saying about snipping into it and stamping all those little pieces. It's an absolutely stonking one there. We've also got some word stamps in there. There's some there's a Connie Fong one, so that's a stamp and die set, that one, so you can stamp it and cut all the dies out. We've got some extra pieces in there from our Sarah's Roaring 20s, so you've got that gorgeous 20s lady in there. We've got some hair colouring to do in there, so lots of ones. We've also got creator cards, dies with a stamp set, so if you just want to do that beautiful stamp, you can. But if you want to use the die as well, you can do that. And there's still loads more in this bag, absolutely tons in this bag. You wouldn't be sorry to go for that amazing mystery bag today. Like I say, £24 or $32. Now, before we start the show, we didn't do a vote of the show last time, so we're going to do that at the start of the show, so get your votes in. We're going to do number 1, which is our purple flower, so that beautiful purple flower, and number 2 is this one here, which is that gorgeous one, which doesn't have, what do you call that technique? The technique without having
the no-line technique.
No-line technique, that makes sense. No-line technique, yes.
Yeah.
So you've got number 1 and number 2. So get your votes in for those ones, and we'll put them in the vote later on. But for now, so the Gemini 2, I've also recapped on that, so make sure that you head to the website. If you do want the Gemini 2, we might show a little video later, just showing you how this works all in action. But it is the most amazing machine. It still has the performance, the precision, and all the power that original Gemini has, but it's been upgraded. Technology's come a long way in 7 years. This machine just offers all that extra technology in there, including glider free. It's got an additional platform that you can get. It's a turntable. You've got what come down the storage compartments. It's got so much going for it, this machine, that it's just incredible. So have a look at that on the website, and don't forget you get that 1,000 bonus points. Right, I think we've got everything up to date now, so we're going to take a look at these stamps in more detail with our Sheena. Sheena, what have you got in store for us?
Well, I thought I'd give you some inspiration.
Oh, nice.
There's plenty of it, because my team, they're amazing for inspiration. If you want to see more of these, join Sheena's Inkettes on Facebook. You'll see me on my main page, but where to keep going back, where we've got like folders with all the previous things in. So when you get these and you want to see the cards again, and you want to maybe ask Debbie, how did you do this? What colours did you use? She'll tell you. That's where the gang hang out. It's kind of like our clubhouse, virtual clubhouse for the Inkoids. So join the Inkettes, and that's where they're all there, including myself. I pop in, and you know, like we do. Can you remember the double deckers, Debbie? Did you ever watch that? It was a kid, the double deckers.
The chocolate bar?
No, it was, yeah, like the chocolate bars. Well, let's just talk about that for a minute and just pay appreciation to the chocolate bar. You've lost me now. Oh, chocolate. But I'm back in the room. But the double deckers was a thing about kids who had like a little club, and they had a double decker bus. That was where the clubhouse was. There was a theme tune. I sang it for Maria and said, do you remember the double deckers? And I sang the theme tune, and she still couldn't remember it. I went, what did you do as a child?
What was it called?
Get on board with the double decker.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Ticket for a journey Can you remember it now?
Yes, I can now you've said it. It's
Yeah.
ringing a bell. Remember the song?
Yeah, thank you. And wow, did I get a note? I must have got a note in that lot then.
You did. You
Well,
sang
that
it
was
well.
it.
You were a really good singer. You shouldn't put yourself down. You're very good.
There you go. Well, on a good day, I've got 2. Yeah, so that was what I know. There was a point to me tale. Anyway, yeah, the point was, it's like our double-decker kind of clubhouse. It's where we hang out and all of it. So look at that. Isn't that just stunning? I love, love, love what Sharon's done by stamping in the background to me, you know, background papers.
Yes.
And then just the colours are just so pretty. You can do them any colours you want. So the team. So what happens is they just get the stamps, much like the stamps all that you've seen today, because they're so brand new. They're not even in the fancy packaging on the thing, are they?
I know.
So that's how the team get them, Debbie. And I don't say, this is what they look like, the flowers, because they're your stamps. You can paint them any colour you want. So whatever colour flower you want to make them, that's great. But if you want to look at some, for reference, some colours, just look online for reference of coloured stamps. But the berries, for example, I did draw them originally as like a rosehip berry, but when you see them coloured in with all the different colours, they look fabulous anyway. So I think Debbie's done some gorgeous, Deborah Durant, that is, not Bruce over there in the corner. She's coloured them in a gorgeous purple colour. This one here from Sharon is this lovely like, kind of golden kind of berry, or you can go traditional rose hippie type things. It's great for all year round, for Christmas, for autumnal cards, and you can see just again the inspiration, but not difficult, make really elegant. Wouldn't that be a lovely wedding invitation? It's classy, isn't it?
Yes.
I just thought that just then, just that logo, that there is very posh looking with the swirls. You could even do a bit of gold ink on them and it would look really super cool, wouldn't it? Very
and that
posh.
could fit in with any colour theme of a wedding.
Any colour theme. That's
anniversary.
It. Yes. Do that. Do this bit in your, whatever your bridesmaids colours or whatever your theme is, and then keep the rest very minimal, classy looking. I just love it.
And how different is that to the one you did in the show earlier that you painted? They look so different.
That's right. The colour, and that's why these florals are good, because they're not a definite, like, you know, daffodil. You know, daffodil is you're pretty much orange and yellow, you know. But with these, they are real flowers, based on real flowers, but they're so kind of like stylized with that swirl. You can do anything you want, any colour you want. But shall I show you what else we've been playing with? So in this hour, because we're doing a bit of mixed media, in the traditional arty sense, because mixed media become really popular in the craft world when people started doing wall art with paste, texture paste, and stick-on bits and you know, dimensional stenciling, and we think of that as mixed media, but technically mixed media is using more than one medium on a project. Yeah. So in the traditional art world, we're going to be using pencils and we're going to be using pens together and some other bits and pieces. But what I love is changing the card, changing the base card, and that's the simple thing you can do. Change the orientation, change the base card. I love that. So craft card is really accessible and something we can play with.
That's amazing.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love it, and it just looks so lovely with your pencil. So not for your pens, this is for your colour blend pencils, and not for your aqua blend, only colour blend, right? The wax-based pencils work beautifully, and still get your little stickers on there, get your sparkle pens on there if you want. But you can see how, I just think the look is just so cool, isn't it? It's
That's
so
beautiful.
Pretty. Hello, how you doing? How you doing? I always think of Joey and Friends. How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah. I was saying it with a nod in my head. But I also do Joey's kind of like Holden theme. You know, when everybody's talking and it's like a deep thought, a deep conversation, and Joey's just yelling. That's where I am frequently, Debbie.
That's stunning, that one.
Look at how that pops on the page.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So use your white pencil, and that's the thing, it's the contrast. It's that natural texture that's very just neutral as you can get. Yep. And then that pop of colour. But you can use your white pen on top as well to make it pop even more. Right, I'll show you something else. So that's the craft card. So here's a little, we're going to start off with a quiz, all right? You'll start off at 10.
Oh, we like a quiz.
Out of 10. What do you reckon that is? Ba, ba, ba.
You're not allowed to answer, Nicola. Nicola knows the answer.
These are coloured on. Look at how it brings the colour. out pops. Look at it.
Oh, Charlotte doesn't know, so Charlotte can guess. So guess what the medium is, and we'll let you know later on when Sheena brings it out.
Beauty, isn't it? Shall I show you and then we'll do it? Shall I show you?
Are you gonna? You're not going to let people guess?
Oh, I should let. Yeah, no, I'm going to let you guess for a bit. Yeah, some of you, my team, don't tell. Deborah Durant saying nothing. Because Deborah Durant, this is Deborah Durant's card.
No Inquettes can share.
This one is, this is Lisa Beecham's card, so both, you know, and the rest of the team saying nothing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And actually, I mean, it might do on the TV, but here, I don't think it shows it justice, like seeing it on the screen like that. It's really beautiful. And you would be forgiven thinking it was vellum. That's what I could tell you, because it's not vellum. And it really does look like it's been coloured onto vellum.
Makes it pop, doesn't it?
Oh, two people know, they said. Some people know.
Do they? Do people know? Have we got answers already? Have we?
It's not coming through yet. We do have a demo of the show from earlier, though, so let's just bring those ones in. So it wasn't number one, it was number two.
Ah, that's the one I would have picked.
So the no lines one, so that will go into the vote of the show, the vote of the day later on. So thank you for voting for that one.
We did a little bit more advanced colouring on too. We took it a little bit further and blended a bit more, which is why I think, but just all doable, just with a few pens. Right, so shall we start creation? Shall we do the butterfly?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, so I thought rather than use the repositionable stamping platform, the magnetic, I thought we'd use the rocker blocks because you get the rocker blocks in with that amazing Showstopper, and you know what? I love a rocker block, me. It's really funny because before I used rocker blocks, that was not what I said. Leanne Chivers will tell you. Many, many years ago, I was using, it was rubber stamps back then, and I was using, you know, like traditional acrylic blocks. Yeah. And maybe a foam pad underneath to give it a bit more, you know, contact. And it was a case of, Leanne said, do you want to try rocker blocks? I thought, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I thought, oh, she's going on. Go and try them. Just try them. Go on, try them. And I thought, oh, you know what? I'll do it. It'll keep her happy. She'll stop going on. So I did. And then from then on, I was an absolute convert because that's a big stamp, right? And that's a big thing to stamp on television with something that isn't a repositionable gadget, where I can try it a second time if I needed to. But I had that much confidence in me rocker blocks. You're not seeing me use them for a while because, you know, I've been a wandering and I'm back. So I've got me rocker blocks back, and I can't tell you how happy that makes me. When I was doing workshops, that one rocker block was what everybody got, because you can do the littlest of stamps and the biggest of stamps if it fits on that one rocker block, because it works on that mechanics of the reel system. But look at this, absolutely that is spot on. I hope the camera's picking it up. There's not a bit of dropout or anything on there. And what I've used, just so you know, because we're going to do that no line colouring again, I've used the Harmony. I'm loving the opaque pigment for this technique. Yeah. For some reason, it seems paler than the same colour in the water reactive. Yeah, absolutely. Which is what I want. I want to be able to see the line. They're more chalky, aren't they, colours? Yeah, and I think you get a crisper stamping line. Yeah. The others are great for background techniques and blending, but I think the definition of the line is better with these. And then just wipe it up. Use the stamp cleaner. That's the other thing that's come into my life. I didn't know about that at first, Debbie. Wow, it's like I am that kid in the I know, we do some amazing things now. Oh, it's fantastic. Right, so I'm going to pop that to one side. And before we do anything else, let's just talk about the pens we're using. So there's two options here. I was, many, many moons ago, before there was Spectrum Noir, any pens you saw any of them. Leanne and I sat around her dining room table, choosing colours and looking at blends and how we could do 3 blends together and how that would work and make it easier to colour. And since then, I can't believe how things have progressed, and it's so much easier now with the tri-blend, because instead of having to look and judge for yourself, we'll use, like, you know, this colour, this green here, and then pick another green that would be a mid-green, and then another green that would do a great dark green. Instead of you having to do that and then take the pens off and pick all those pens out, then put another pen out, it's all in the one pen. It's genius, Debbie, and I'm telling you because you've seen it, but just humour me. This is new to my world. So I am waxing lyrical about this now, and it's going to be new to some of you as well. So even though you've seen it, I am just going to tell you what I would do. What I would do straight away when you get your pens, if you get the deal, you're going to get 18 colours straight away. They're so much more portable because they're all in one pen. What's that? 6 pens, but all those colours.
Yep.
Make yourself a colour chart. Better than looking at the plastic on the pen, because the colours are so much nicer than the plastic looks on the pen. Plus, you'll be able to see, like, I might not want to use that pale blue or the dark blue, but I think, oh, sometimes I just want to use one pen, not the blend of the 3. So that's where you're going to look at, from the lightest to the darkest and one in the middle. Yeah? Does that make sense? And to blend them, there's 2 different things. Let me show you 2 options. So the ones that you're going to get in the set will be, let me pick a colour, let's do this one. The ones that you're going to get in the deal, the bundle deal, are the brush pens, which I love. And if I was just going to, if you haven't got any yet, and you're going to buy just one set, I would make it the brush. Because you've got a wide coverage like that. You can use it virtually to this side like this and get a big lay down of colour. Or you can use the tip, and you can, if with very light pressure, get much more detailed, controlled lines, even more if you're better at brush lettering. But the lightest of pressures, can you see? So you've got the control in one pen. So what I've done is I've put the light colour down first, and this is basically how I like to blend. Then I'll go to the mid colour. Now, even with the alcohol pens, it's easier to start with the light colour first, I find, and then go to the darker colour. So from there, and then I'm going to go to the darkest colour, but everything's overlapping a bit. Can you see? Sometimes I'll just do the light colour over everything. And so what I'm going to do is just flick these edges, because you don't want a solid line between anything. And then I'm going to flick this here into there. So it's all about softening that kind of borderline, yeah? Sitting a Madonna in my head now, doing the whole dance there. Borderline. Thank you, that's the one. Yeah. There's a reference for everything, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely.
I need to do a one like Chiv's Tunes. I need to get Sheena's Showstoppers or something going as well. There'll be, I'll tell you what, there'll probably be like ones that a lot of you will be throwing, what? I mean, yeah, I might have to have a bit of Mrs. Miller on mine, which I'm sorry, but that's just, you know, yeah.
I never even knew about Chiv's Tunes.
Have you not known about it? Did you not?
It's the first time I knew about it, yes.
So can you see how just going over and just blending them, you get that lovely, so imagine that in a gorgeous petal colour. And it's the same technique, even if you use the bullet point. So with the bullet point, obviously, it's, as it says, it's a much firmer point. It doesn't have any variation in line width, that's it. So if you wanted to kind of doodle and draw with them and have like a funky kind of floral going on.
Oh, now you're showing off, just because you can draw flowers.
But you can do, look, but the thing is, Debbie, the good fun thing is, you can do like little scribbly things with it as well. Just have fun with them and use the different nibs for different like shading on them, and you get a whole other kind of look and vibe to it. Also, if you want to put like detail in later that you've maybe, you know, that you want to outline, you know, on that no line colouring, but say you want to put a little bit of colouring on that, like a definition, you can do that too. So I'm going to come back to that flower, we'll do a little bit more playing with it, but they still blend because of the alcohol from one colour to the next colour. The transition, what I would do with these, I like to use little circular things. I don't know about you, Debbie, but I think find little circular kind of...
Yeah, I'm the same. I do circular motions.
Circles, yeah. Circles are great because they kind of blur the transition from one colour to the next pretty well. Can you see how? So we've got that perfect. How vibrant is that colour there?
It's amazing.
But yeah, you can literally just have a play, and even just a scribble like this makes it look completely different and completely just fun. You don't have to you know, worry about just a different look, a different style, isn't it, that you can have a play with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just do it.
I mean, they are great pens if you just want to be illustrating, aren't they? Because the brush nibs are amazing for that. But like you say, just using that hard nib to draw with is incredible.
Well, you've got your options, you've got your control in that, haven't you? You've got your everything, that best of both worlds in the whole thing. And then if you wanted to draw that, and then you wanted to flood it in with your other colours, we might come back and we might do a little drawing like that, another little drawing sometime at some point. But you can see how you can just play around with them as well. So horses for courses, they're good for detailed colouring, for little bits and pieces, but the other ones are good for that too. But back to my project, I need to find it. I put it down, talk amongst yourself, there it is, I found it. Right, it's all good, I found it, okay. So what I'm doing, this card here, this was by Debbie, and I love this. So what we need to do is, well, I need to be aware of the time. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to look and try to pick out the colours that she's used. So let's say she's used the brushed ones. We'll use, if I look at my colour chart, she's definitely used a warm red. Or, you know, we did this before, Debbie, and we got it completely wrong, didn't we? I'm going to say she used dark red. That's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for the dark, come in dark red. Oh, why can't you? You know what the problem is? Because when you look at the thing, the dark red, the light one, might be completely pale. So
I think possibly burnt orange.
But I was going to say she's definitely got burnt orange in there, but it's got like a reddish tone to it for sure. Where's the coral blend? Coral blend? Nope, not the coral. It is. Why is the dark red, Debbie? I can't find the dark red.
Have we lost it?
All right, nobody move. Nobody move. This is where the show goes. It's like, oh, well, that could have been good if you'd kind of moved on a bit there, Douglas. Dark red. There it is. You know why? Because look how dark the end of the dark red is. Right, we're going to start with that, and we're going to end also going to use. So I've basically picked out this colour here, because if you look in the base of our wings, I think I should use something like that. Can you see, Debbie?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Right, and then coral could be a contender. Definitely the burnt orange, and we want a yellow. So I think I'm going to go with gold yellow as well. So that'll be another 10 minutes gone finding that. So I tell you what you can do. Here's a good tip, right? So if you've got like a hole punch, right? Just a regular hole punch at home. You punch a hole in your, if we had one here, I'd show you. Is that a little hole punch anywhere near, Debbie?
I don't think so.
Right, so if you have a hole punch and you're trying to find colours from a photo or on screen or on a reference and you can't see it, if you put it over and just look at that colour inside that little hole there, you can isolate the colour much easier and match it than if you're looking at the whole thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, just a big tip there. That is a big help, that one. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the lightest colour of the whole thing, and it's going to be this yellowy lemon. And what I'm also going to do, I'm going to go over the whole wings. I'm probably not going to worry about the black, because I'll go back over with my black pen to put the detail back in the wings. So I need to hope I can not lose all of that detail when I colour it in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so let's do a bit at a time and hope I haven't gone too far already with that.
Well, Tracy's getting impatient. She said, are you not going to tell us about the grey card that was used? Patience, Tracy. Sheena is going to be doing a demo with it, so you will know in good time. But it will shock you.
Yeah. We'll do a bit of this one, and then we'll do the other, because the other's going to be using the pencils, which, because I thought, well, if you're going to go for, like Debbie said, the best value in I think today is absolutely that bundle, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, Charlotte was asked the questions about the pencils. She said, do the pencils ever get old?
No.
It's quite a good question. They don't go off or anything?
No, they don't.
Like that, no?
Which is good. Yeah, nope, don't go off. Which is a good thing with the wax bits, because sometimes, you know, depending on the medium, there's nothing you can do. Like a acrylic paint, you've got to be really careful. Even if you put the base on, the lid on, the best way you can with an acrylic paint, sometimes it will just go off. You know, the air gets to it eventually. But can you see how that blend is really seamless?
It's just beautiful.
So there's two ways you could do it. You could do this before, the line before or the line after. Debbie's probably watching this laughing, because thinking, oh, you're giving yourself a job there, haven't you? Because what I'm going to have to be able to see is through this somehow make out where the lines are on the wings. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Yay.
So you're going to hand draw the lines in?
That's exactly what I'm going to do, Debbie, is redraw them in. So if you can, I can still see them to a degree, but I think it'll be interesting trying to, you know, put them in. Well, we'll see. We'll just see. We'll just see. At the end of the day, you just take your time, don't you?
Yeah, totally. And actually, you could just make this totally different and just colour it in like that, because that looks amazing.
It looks stunning just like that, doesn't it? But what's nice is using this lighter colour scheme, you can actually see how you can get that really pretty ombre, that gorgeous transition, really easily by just choosing the right colours and just applying the process. That's it, isn't it, really?
Absolutely.
So I'm actually colouring all of that there, and I might as well colour the whole wing, and we'll put the white in later. Just going around, so base coat, I'm base coating everything like I did with that yellow flower earlier with the lightest colour I want to use, because by doing that, it's putting some ink down so that hopefully when I put the other colours on, it'll blend a little bit more seamlessly.
Yeah.
And I'm literally just going, I'm not worrying about where the detail is, I'm just really going from light to dark over the whole thing. Can you see?
Yeah, looks amazing.
Just carrying on like that. And then I'll do the darker one at the base. And then it's an option to look and see if you want to put that dark line in or not. Depends how brave I'm feeling. But I definitely would let this dry before you try to put any detail line in. Just let the alcohol... Oh, I forgot my card underneath again. Somebody will be thinking in and saying, oh, should have got it again. Should have got it again. What am I like? But look at how vibrant that is.
Amazing.
So bright, isn't it? I'm going to do the same on the other side, and then we'll see what we can do with the black. Yeah? Oh, hang on. I remember to use that on this one, so let's just try and blend that out. It doesn't really matter, because when I get the detail in there, it's going to be different anyway, so we're all right.
Yeah, they're definitely amazing. Rhonda's saying that I do so love Wednesdays and really look forward to Sheena's instructions on colouring. Totally amazing and inspirational.
Oh, thank you.
Gina is saying these stamps look brilliant when coloured. I have just bought the Showstopper. Yay!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, if you want to go for it today, you can see on the screen there our Showstopper is incredible value. In fact, if you go for the Showstopper, it's $34.96. If you go for the stamps on their own, they're just over £31. You're actually only paying £3 extra for the Showstopper. So it's like buying the stamps and getting everything else just for £3, which is amazing. So make sure if you want to go for the stamps today, go for the Showstopper. That's the best value that we're offering you today. And an additional 50 bonus points.
Fantastic. I couldn't believe that price, Debbie, when I saw them.
And it's so good, isn't it?
I love that. That's brilliant. That, you know, and Crafter's Companion can do that. It's just... yeah, good on everybody. Absolutely. We always like to try and give you the best savings we possibly can. Yep. So what I'm doing here, I'm using 2 pens at the minute, Debbie. I'm using the gold brown and I'm using the burnt orange, and just swapping between the two to give it like a warmer kind of, because this one, the burnt orange will give it more of an orangey kind of look than just the cooler browny tones of the other. So I'm going to continue with that, but on this little bit in here, I'm going to actually just do just the 1 pen. So I'm going to start with the lightest of the burnt orange in there, like that. And then I'm going to go to my mid colour and drag that up. And then a little bit more of the light, just to make sure that that transition is nice and blended. And then a little bit, tiny little touch of the darker colour at the base. And then back to the mid colour, just to blend that, soften it again. There's lots of, this is why the tri-blends work so well, because there's lots of switching from one pen to the other when you're doing alcohol colouring, if you want it to look really cool, which is when it's already in 1 pen or 2 pens if you're working between 2. It's a great way of you know, making things a lot easier to work with. So we'll do the bottom wing again. We'll just continue with what we did with the other one. So the bottom wing, I made it even simpler again. I just used the orange, burnt orange for the whole thing. So we'll go around like that, with that, and just keep going till we get the base colour down. And then, so it's much easier doing this, I think, and covering all those little like cells of the wing in one fell swoop like that, and then putting the detail in, than it would be doing all the little separate bits. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Tess is asking if these stamps are new today. Yes, they are, Tess. Absolutely brand new. And Tracy's asking, what ink pad did you use the stamp with? She said she's just ordered the Showstopper. She said, shh, don't tell her hubby. He says, I've got enough craft things, but I say there's always space for more. Yeah.
So the stamp I used was one of the opaque pigment stamps. I used the Sandstorm, which is a really nice neutral colour to stamp with.
Yes.
It's kind of like, it's not going to interfere much with any colour that you put on there, even a cooler colour or a warmer colour. It's kind of like midway, kind of, you know, not a grey, not a brown. It's kind of, yeah, that kind of as neutral, pale colour as you can get. So, because on this one, there'll be like areas where I want to use, you know, green, and areas where I want to use orange, which would use kind of different base stamps ideally, but with this one I think will be good. So can you see how that really,
that looks so amazing.
It's just pretty like that,
really
isn't
pretty,
it?
Yeah.
So the body, if we look at the body, Debbie's gone kind of neutral with the body, so we come back to this. I think gold brown will be a good one to oh well, we've got gold brown, that's what we've used on the top. We'll use that again. So we'll just go over and just colour that in, and again without the black on there, we're losing the detail. So, but sometimes it looks quite nice to, you know, just put the detail in as much as you want with these pens instead of having that line in there.
It actually looks more like a moth now.
Yes, yes, fuzzier, kind of furrier. Because some butterflies are like that too. Some of them look like they're hairy. Because when you draw them, you look at them and you think, whoa, look at that picture. When you look at them up close, insects are great, but when you start to examine them too much, like, ooh, I'm a little bit traumatised, I'm not going to lie. I'll tell you what one of the sneakiest insects are, right, you know, like, you know, a spider. Like, don't even get me started on spiders. But spiders are what they are. You know, they're not trying to be anything else. They're like, they're scary. In my book,
they are
right?
scary.
They ain't pretty. But one of the sneakiest insects, I think, is your ladybird or your ladybug, if you're in America. They're deceiving. They're like wolves in sheep's clothing. Because have you seen when they lift those shells up, what's underneath? You know, you're going, look at me, pretty red and white dot. Oh, aren't I lovely? I'm not anything to be feared of. And all pretty, it's okay if I land on you. And then they go, and the shells come up, and it's like beetle, black, ugh, horrible underneath.
Well,
seriously.
I never thought that about a ladybug.
Well, have a look, Debbie. I'm just saying. I kind of was, yeah, there was one on me, and I just didn't think. And well, you can tell it happened in real life, in real time, because I'm saying it with the memory of the trauma I went through.
The trauma.
I was like, what on earth? Because when they're static, they're really cute little things. But no, when they lift that up, woohoo, watch
They're probably
out.
the only insect I can remember growing up with that you never worried about them crawling on you. I used to love ladybirds. You'd try and get them to go on your fingers.
You know what? I'd like to go. Maria's been to a butterfly farm a few times.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. You know, where you go and look at them and they land on you.
Yeah, I've been to one, yeah.
And even that, I'm kind of non-pathetic, but even that's kind of a bit scary for me. I don't know if I want to get that close and personal with them.
Oh, they're so nice.
I'll just appreciate them from afar, thank you. You know? Shall we do a bit more colouring with this?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, let's
when I was on holiday, Sheena, I went to a monkey forest. Yeah, and I got attacked by a monkey.
Oh, bless you.
And that was very scary. Yeah, very scary. So I was a little bit cocky, I'm going to be honest. Are you looking for something? What have you lost there? Oh. Yeah, we went into this monkey, and literally they're just everywhere. And nobody warned you about anything. So all we sort of knew was that to keep your stuff close. And so anyway, I thought Al would put his arm on my shoulder. And then as I looked round, Al was walking towards me. And I went, oh, Al. And then I'm like pointing and I've got this big monkey sitting on my shoulder. And it was really cool and I was a bit scared, but it jumped off and we were fine walking around. And because then I'm like, oh, just call me the monkey whisperer, thinking like, you know, this monkey's just come and jumped on me. That must be a good sign. And then we had these selfies done with this monkey and it was really cool. But then we was looking inside, we couldn't go in. I don't know what was happening, but we couldn't go in the temple that was inside the monkey forest. So we just looked in the gate. Well, as I leant on the gate moved. And as I looked down, this monkey was pushing the gate to come out of the gate. So I just went to close it. And as I closed it, he literally looked round at me. And as I looked at him, his teeth, he showed me his teeth and just went for me. And I was holding the gate and I was literally rammed up against the back of the gate, just trying to not let this monkey get to me. I didn't do anything, Charlotte. I just froze. And then he was clawing at me. And then he left, and then I said to him, how's he gone? He went, no, he's just sitting staring at you, just stand still. And I must have stood there for about 5 minutes, and then he went for me again. He ripped my top. So it was really scary. Yeah, he might have bitten it. Yeah, Al did say he bit it. That's what caused it to rip. So yeah, it was really quite scary. I didn't do anything. I don't think he liked that I shut the gate. Although Al did say I was wearing a top which was had sort of leaves and fruits and stuff on it. So he probably thought I was part of the forest.
Oh, bless. Oh, yeah, Debbie, this holiday's it sounds a bit traumatic at times.
It was terrible. Yeah, terrible holiday.
And monkeys can be nasty, can't they, when you see them? And
yes, that one was. The one that sat on my shoulder was nice.
The steel stuff as well, you know, they do. They steal stuff from you and leg it.
Yeah, they say, and when you go in, it's got a big thing of what not to do. So you can't hold anything in your hand because they'll pinch them, you can't feed them. And then it says, don't show your teeth. So you can't smile at them.
Don't show your teeth.
Don't show your teeth. It says, don't show your teeth. Don't smile at the monkeys because they see that. And that's what that monkey done to me. He showed me his teeth. So I think if you do that, maybe that's where I went wrong. Perhaps I should have showed my teeth to him and he might have run away.
Yeah. Wow. Oh.
They can be very cute though. The one that we had selfies with was very funny.
Wow. Oh, bless. Tell you what, get yourself to Whitley Bay, Debbie. You're getting on to that at Whitley Bay. They've got loungers, and on a good day, you'll be able to put your feet up and have that relaxing sunbathing thing that you can, you know.
Oh, there's so many cute dogs though everywhere. You know, you get the wild dogs everywhere. There's so many, I mean, really cute.
I'd want to bring them all home.
Dogs that we pay a fortune for, like little poodles and little Lazarazzos and all those little dogs about, but they're all wild.
Oh, I'd want to bring them all home though.
I know, they're very cute.
Yeah. Our neighbour did that. They brought a dog home from abroad.
Did they?
Yeah. They rescued her, bless her. Her and Willow frequently have words over in between the fence. Dogs are terrible, aren't they? Like, will you just play nice? Sorry?
I knew someone that brought cats back. They adopted cats and brought the cats back, yeah.
Oh.
In Cape Verde, there was lots of cats last year.
Oh.
But they have to be quarantined for quite a while, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, this is taking shape and looking beautiful.
It's looking quite pretty, yeah? Good. Well, so I'm just carrying on again, and just the thing is, you know, the colours with the alcohol pens is different. It's like a water base because you get the vibrancy that you don't get with like a pigment base. With a dye-based pigment, alcohol ink, you get that glow. You know, that real pure, clean colour.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful. And that's really nice. So what I'm using, I'm just continuing here. So I've looked at my first layer. I've put the green, the light green down. I don't want to lose all of that light green, so I'm just carefully kind of going back and sculpting little bits and softening bits in just to make it look like there's kind of a ripple in this leaf a little bit, and just going back and softening the lines again. And see how it's bleaching it out a little bit. So be careful of that, because you'll be like the Groundhog, it's like Groundhog Day or the Forth Road Bridge. It's like, oh, I've just done that. Oh, it's light again. Now it's dark again. Oh, now it's light again. So yeah, you'll lose your life to that. So just kind of be careful of when you're doing that.
Yeah, it's a good tip. Gina says she loves the tri-blend pens. They work so brilliantly.
Yeah.
Jane is saying that a butterfly farm at Stratford is absolutely beautiful. Some of them are bigger than your hands and they're amazing.
I think that's probably the one that Maria has been wanting me to go to, and she's been there, yeah. Because we're not far from Stratford, in Evesham, yeah.
Melanie's saying your colouring is so beautiful. Sheila, your colouring of that butterfly is so luminous, it looks real.
Thank you. It's just take your time and just build it up, and just enjoy it, yeah. And it's just a really lovely thing to do.
So Maria's on, and she's saying she was sitting on a sun lounger in Kenya years ago when a monkey stole her camera and ran away.
I knew
climbed
somebody,
a tree and it hit it.
Yes, didn't I say, when I said that, they steal things, I'd forgotten it was Maria.
And Terry's saying, Debbie, I was in Australia for a holiday. While there, a kangaroo decided to hug me. I was petrified for sure. Not pictured, just the memories.
A kangaroo?
That must be quite scary. A big kangaroo comes up and decides to hug you.
Skippy, move on. What was that, Skip? You just made a card?
Let us know your animal encounters. I'd love to hear them.
I remember the theme tune to Skippy. Do you?
You what, sorry?
Skippy, did you used to watch Skippy the Bush Kangaroo?
Skippy, what was it? Skip the kangaroo. I can't remember the tune.
Skippy, 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 Skippy the Bush Kangaroo.
Bush kangaroo, that was it, yeah.
I didn't get out much as a kid.
Yeah, that was the same with Black Beauty.
I never watched it, but I remember the theme tune.
Did you?
Yeah,
I
I
used to
didn't
love
watch
Black
it.
Beauty. And Lassie.
Yeah, oh, Lassie, I didn't, I wasn't ever kind of like a horsey type, you know, wanted a horse when I was a kid.
No, me neither, but I did like Black Beauty.
Did you?
Yeah, it was nice.
So what I'm doing here, I'm simplifying, because sometimes if you're doing something and there's no line, if you try and do too much detail, Debbie, it ends up where you can't kind of see one thing. You can't see the wood for the trees.
Yeah.
And if the way to test that is to half close your eyes. And if you lose definition, it means it's too busy. You need it. It's too tonally flat. So if you imagine if you'd made this into a black and white picture, right, all you're going to see are shades of grey, right? So that means that your picture needs a bit of chunking up a little bit, yeah? So instead of trying to shade every single one of these little flowers, I've basically said, now I've committed, that they're going to start with a pale. Some of them are going to be paler, but the ones towards the bottom I'm going to do a bit darker. And then the ones down here I'm doing darker again. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and then it just makes it easier for the person looking to distinguish what's going on as well. So can you see how it still gives you the impression of fluffy flowers, but you're not spending forever trying to shade each mini petalette on these flowers. Yeah, that's a new word you heard here today. A petalette.
Petalette.
I tell you, I'm good at gardening.
I'm sure it's a technical word somewhere in the world.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just Sheenaism, is it?
it exists in Sheena world for sure. So what I'm going to do now is just go back with that little bit of that green. Can I find it? Yep, this one here. And we'll pop a little bit of dots in some of the centres, just some of them. Tell me if I need to hurry up, Debbie, because I'm just having a lovely time here.
We're never going to rush you. We're having a lovely time watching you. For everyone that's watching at the moment, the stamps Sheena is using are brand new today. You can see them on the left-hand side of your screen. We do have a Showstopper on these stamps as well at the moment, which is amazing. And look at that price, £27.98 if you're platinum. That's actually cheaper than the stamps themselves. And that comes with rocker blocks, the card, and your colouring markers that Sheena's using. So that is an incredible deal today. So if you want to grab a bargain, grab these stamps now, but don't buy them on their own because you are saving so much more buying that Showstopper.
If you're used to water-based colouring and you haven't done alcohol colouring for quite a bit, you know, maybe you got caught on a few years back when alcohol colouring, everybody was alcohol colouring, weren't they? Yep. You know, alcohol pens were like the new big thing, yes, kind of thing. And you thought, yeah, I'm kind of been doing the other stuff since then. This is a great way of getting them back and seeing how they've come on, because you'll see how much better it is, guys, with this this system.
Yeah,
with the three pens in one, yep, system. It makes it so much easier, so much more practical to work with, because, like I say, you're not looking for pens constantly, putting them down, looking for the next one, and then, you know, it makes the mechanics of using them much more pleasant. If you're like me, like a person that wants everything done before it's finished kind of thing, it's like, it's a really nice way of moving it along a bit, that bit.
Absolutely.
Where the frustration of trying to find the pens was maybe like a bit of a drag sometimes, but these are
It's funny,
great,
isn't it? Because obviously the tri-blend pens were originally bought out for our beginner customer.
Yeah.
So it made that colouring system easy with a 3-pen blend. But actually, I know advanced crafters, all of us at Crafters TV, these are our preferred choice of pens now. Yeah. We use them all the time.
I am absolutely eye-opener for me, Debbie, I'll be honest, because I hadn't used them until just
yep,
now. This is me new to these pens.
Yep.
And I have, like, definitely won me over, because they just anything that makes the process, the mechanics of like picking them up, getting the next colour quicker and easier is a good thing in my book, because like I said, I've got the lid in me. I'm always holding the pen I'm using. I'm not looking for it. I know the next bit will be, I'll just pop this lid on and I'll simply be going to the next part of the pen to do my next thing. There you go. It's as simple as that. I'm not looking for it.
Yep.
It's not slowing down my creative kind of, I get on like a creative frenzy sometimes. I'm sure that you are the same. Yep. You know, where you don't want anything to hold you back, do you? You just want to get on with it. And anything that just slows it down slightly, like looking for a pen, it kind of seems like an eternity sometimes, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And it's that guesswork, isn't it? Oh, is that pen going to blend? Is that colour going to go?
Exactly, that's the biggie.
And it's a good pen system, and, you know, we're not knocking it, but actually for ease and achievability, these pens are amazing.
Yeah, I really do like these. This is would be my go-to on the pens, definitely, for sure. And not because of the ease of use is great as well, but even for an advanced colourist or a person who's used to colouring, it is a benefit, that ease of use, because I know that if I stick to the pen, that's going to be my base colour and it's going to look good quickly. But I know that I can still cross streams and go to another pen and bring in a little bit of another colour if I want to mix it up a bit. Do you know?
Yes. Just recapping for Mary, she's asked again, she's obviously just joined us, what ink you used at the beginning to stamp with.
Right, I used the opaque pigment ink I used sandstone to stamp in.
So using the pigment ink, Sheena, it's obviously fine to use with your alcohol pens.
Yes, absolutely, because it's a water-based ink. So what you want to do is always mix it up. So if you're using a water-based colouring product, you use an alcohol-based line, ink line. If you're using an alcohol-based colouring product, you use a water-based ink. That's it. So, because one doesn't want to upset the other.
Right. Yeah? So Sarah's saying, oh my goodness, you guys are really bringing back memories. I watched Skippy, and yes, kangaroos are lovely to watch, but a bit scary if they're close. My sister lives in a property where they are there early morning, and around dusk in the front yard was full of them at one stage when I was there. But that's
we
amazing,
thought we had a problem with the birds in the garden yesterday. Can you imagine a load of kangaroos? Good grief. So we've got that coming on quite nicely there. We need to add, we'll do the little swirl. Let's use a different green for that. We'll use let's try jade green for the swirl. And then we'll put the detail in with either one of the black pens in this or a black fine, the art liner. that would look pretty cool, I think.
Absolutely.
So I'm using Jade Green blend here. And the beauty of using that no line ink as well on this is that you can make your ribbons a bit thicker if you want, because you can't see the line necessarily. So if you want to chunky them up a little bit more, you can do that. So what I'm doing, I'm starting with the lightest colour of the Jade Green. I'm just going around and following the swirls. Definitely, big tip here, guys, is anchor your hand when you're doing the swirls, because they're all a little bit, you know, when I'm drawing these, it's, you really want to anchor your hand when you're doing it to keep them really steady.
Hand. I suppose the easiest thing, if you want to not be too fussed, do them in a lightest shade of a colour.
Not be, sorry, Debbie?
If you don't want them to be too bold, you do them in the lightest shade. Or if you haven't got much of a steady hand, you could just use a lighter shade.
Yeah, or use the little bullet ones and stuff, that would work too. But I'll do a little bit of the shading. So I've used the light. Now I'm going to use a little bit of the medium there in where there's little shadowy bits, where I would think maybe it would be a little bit there and a little bit underneath this wing. And maybe a little bit here. We'll do a little bit of a shadow there. But can you see how it's getting thicker? Just be careful, because it is hard to keep it really fine when you try to get the shading into it. So you could just do it the light and keep it like that. But if you want to shade it, you can. That's what I want to show you, that if you want to, you can. And what I'll do there is I'll just go back with the lighter one to join that up. And then you'll hopefully get like a look like it's shining, like the ribbon's got a highlight on it, a natural highlight.
Looks amazing.
And then if you want to get even more daring, you could pop a little bit of the even darker one, but be quite sparing with that one. And definitely this is where the bullet one would be easier for sure for this bit. Yeah, you know, I'm not going to do too much more to that little bit there, just so that you can see how you can, you know, it doesn't have to be that tricky, but it can be. What I'm showing you is like you can stop here or you can do that. Do you know what I mean? You can, depends how far you want to take it to do that. Let me just we'll do it just a quick little bit of shading. We'll not do as much on these bits, and then we'll look at putting the detail in the wings.
That looks just awesome.
Thank you. It's a nice, again, just a nice thing to do. Take your time. These stamps I did design with this medium in mind. I did think of the alcohol pens, and I thought of what you could do with them when I was drawing them, which is nice to be able to, as a, you know, as the artist and designer, to think how we could use them and have fun with them once you get them. And so, yeah, just take your time, have fun, enjoy them when you get them, and don't forget that you can go to the inkettes and ask them how they were done if you forget or whatever. But wow, it looks quite good on screen. It looks rubbish in the flesh, but it looks good on the screen.
Oh, it looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. And actually, I think what it shows you that even though you've got the stamps, if you want the stamps to just colour in, you can. But if you want to use them as a guideline, a little bit like your Paint Fusion, you can just use them as a guideline and do your own take over the top.
Absolutely, Debbie, because that's the thing. It's like, it's a blueprint. Think of the stamps as a blueprint. What you want to do to them after that is you're the artist. This is the creative bit. The stamps were just the start of the story. They're not the story. You're going to tell the story now when you do the fun bit, the good bit, the bits like this too. And this is where they're going to come to life.
Yeah, I love it. It's just very pretty.
I think I'm not going to do too much more to that, other than we'll get the outliners into the mix and maybe see if we can. So what I've done there is I've put a little line that would suggest that this one's going over the front of that one. Can you see?
Yeah.
And then I'll just put a little little bit there, little touch under there, and there, little bit here. And I want to just blend that. Oh, I've got these bits down here. So really light pressure when you do these bits, and also try and make sure that the alcohol from your blended butterfly is dry before you do that bit too.
Angela Steele has said, I have had a very expensive brand of alcohol pens and could not get good results. So I've bought the Showstopper so I can get them and have a go and hopefully gain confidence and get results. Angela, you absolutely will. And remember to just go on and check tutorials for tri-blend markers or Crafter's Companion alcohol colouring. You'll find so many tutorials out there. And make sure you save Sheena's shows today, because you can go back and watch them and really get your colouring techniques into good practice.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because we're always learning. There's always something that you go, oh, I didn't think of that. And, well, that's pretty cool, which we'll do next. We'll do something pretty outrageous and out there. So that's what I've got there now. I think that looks really cool as it is. But if you want to put the detail in with your stamps, you know what I would do? I would be well tempted. What I should have done, if you'd done that on your stamp positioner, you could over-stamp it and put the line back in, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You could even, should we try it? And just,
I was actually thinking it while you were colouring it. You could just re-stamp back over it.
You know what? I mean, here's the thing. When you're doing this is why when you leave it on your thing, you've got the detail there. Kind of like, but here's the point. We've done no line colouring. Hello. But you know what? We'll do two things at once. If I was going to continue with the no line colouring, what I would do is I would use, just so we can give you more options, because it's all about teaching you ideas and giving you hints and tips, not necessarily completing a card, is it? So if you wanted to continue with no line colouring, I would probably use these, the art liners, and I would look at going around and following the lines and drawing in your butterflies lines. And in fact, I'll probably do that after we stamp it anyway. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So let's try and see if we can get that close to, but even if it doesn't register, so remember that, look at it now, because it may look absolutely terrible shortly, but it doesn't matter because it's all in the process, all in the kind of the theory, the vein of like teaching and trying and seeing how it works, because you don't know till you give it a try, do you?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And I suppose the good thing is you can still position that stamp sort of over the top before you pick it up, can't you?
That's exactly what I'll do, yeah. Which is, I'll take it off the rocker block, put it on there, make sure it's clean. Just for speed, I haven't even used my stamp cleaner. I'm just cleaning it with a wipe. And again, we haven't even mentioned these are photopolymer. Look at this. These are tough. And they're really thick. This is like the Rolls Royce of your clear stamp. It doesn't get better than photopolymer. These are like the stamps to have. All the cool kids want photopolymer. So we'll pop that just over there. I'm going to just look at the outline of, you might get me head in the shot, but it's just for a short period of time while I try and register this as best I can. I think I'm going to say there. Okay. And making sure I've got this around the right way. Around, have I got Crafter's Companion? Yeah, it's like read the wording. If you can read the wording, you're good. Right, do that. And then,
The stamps
you know
are
what?
too
The
good.
chance of that it's being where it needs to be, yeah, it's not. Right, here's what we'll do. The big tip, right, and I don't know if I've got one here. Is there an anti-static bag here anywhere, Debbie?
There should be. There should be. We've got a little hamster cushion somewhere.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for, right?
Yes.
If
I'll
that
come across
happens,
and have a look.
right, thank you. If that happens, right, because the photopolymer is new and it's a little bit tacky, I'm going to go over it with an anti-static bag, which will stop it sticking while I try to position it again. But we'll just have to do it again, start again, and it should be fine. I had an anti-static bag in my bag as well. Everybody look at the pretty picture. Debbie and I are looking everywhere but where you're looking. I did have...
Oh, there was one. Where's it gone?
I know. I had one as well, Debbie. Oh, you know what? Right, what we like, eh? We've got everything but the anti-static bag. I'm just thinking about what I can do to stop this doing that again. We'll try it again. Let's try it again. It'll be like Groundhog Day.
When you pick it up, don't press too hard.
I'll not press too hard, Debbie. I'll not. All right, we'll try and do it again. But that would stop the stamp. Just go over if this happens, go over your image with this anti-static bag. That will stop it clinging to the surface of your
Is that anti-static? Oh, Jake's got you an anti-static bag.
Yeah!
Oh, no,
What is it? Was it not? Is it not? Oh.
It's an antiseptic.
Oh no!
He's bought you in an antiseptic wipe.
Is this an emergency antiseptic bag needed?
And is
Oh,
that
come on.
antiseptic? He said yes, and then he went and said, oh no, it's antiseptic.
Right.
Oh, Jake, you got to love him.
For the sake of letting you get your lives back, everybody,
Tracy, where's Tracy? That's hilarious.
Right, I'm going to ink this up again, ink it to within an inch of its life. And you could actually do this as well. If you leave it on, if I was going to do this, I would...
John's the saviour.
Oh, I've already done it now. Oh, man, John, oh, thanks, I'll do that next time. So, hey, we've got one,
Yay!
Right, well, let's hope we're close, eh? So I'm going to ink that up like that, and I've got a feeling I'll need to do it again. Just saying, oh, that's not bad.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that is pretty spot on,
That
isn't
is
it?
amazing.
I don't have to do it again. I just like to build the drama, you know, Debbie. All of that was a mere muse.
I quite like that idea of painting it freehand like that and then stamping on the top.
It.
That's really nice. Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, that looks quite cool. So then what you can do, then you can see where you can colour in if you want. If you want to make these little bits black, use either your dark pen, or I would honestly, this is where I would get me the outliners into the mix, because you've got more control with them. So you can just go ahead, colour in the wings if you want to make them like Debbie has with the black. And just go across. That was Deborah, not Bruce.
Deborah.
And there, like that. I'm not going to do this because there's more we want to show you, but you can see how you would do that.
Oh yes, to really make it thicker. And actually that leads on to sort of, Rosalind is saying, so if you restamp, could you then heat emboss? So
yeah, you could, absolutely.
What you're doing there looks like you've embossed it, doesn't it? But you could, I think you're right in what you were saying earlier, to put an anti-static bag down.
Yes, for sure.
Before you heat emboss.
Yeah, that would definitely be the way to do it, just to make sure. But can you see how now then you can just have a play with the bits in there. Take your time.
It's really again, enhancing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really just, you know, and just strengthen those little bits as well if you want that to really come, you know, show there. And we'll go around the outside. So even though we've stamped it, what we're doing is we're making that butterfly more impactful by using the black, which we used the not black before. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this on Debbie's, she's actually coloured all of that black as well, and then gone all of this in between. So she's actually gone with the whole thing, and that impact, that contrast looks really cool, because that's and she's actually reinforced these lines here. So all of this here, she's mud black. So every time you colour your butterfly, even though it's just one butterfly, this is going to look different every time you do it, depending on where you how you colour it. We'll just do one wing, and then you can see what you can do compared to the other one and how it looks.
I mean, that is so lovely.
But that's how you would do it. And again, these little bits here, you can do the, you know, because they've got those little bits all over, haven't they, little spotty bits, and Then you put
They
a
are
bit of
fabulous,
white.
the art liner pens for this, aren't they?
Sorry?
They are fabulous, the art liner pens.
Oh, they're absolutely brilliant. I wouldn't be without them, but they really are fabulous because there's things that you just need them, you know, in your stamping life. And right, so there you go. Look at how much more impactful that does look to that one. And then you would get your white pen into the mix, and this is where you can then bring the bits out in between, like that. So a good, nice quality white pen. If you haven't got that, you know, the white acrylic marker, that might work for you. You could try that. But
would your white pencil work over?
the pencil is not quite as opaque as you need it to be, Debbie. Yeah, right. So that would be, there you go. I'm not going to do any more than that, but that's not bad for the first tutorial, and we can show you something else now.
Absolutely,
Shall we do that?
That's fabulous. Yes, they're getting impatient of the new technique that you want to show over that medium, so we will show that. We're going to give you a chance to check out your baskets. Remember to go for that Showstopper because it is the one that's going to get you the best deal. While you check out your baskets, take a look at this.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Hello crafters, we've got some really exciting news in the works here at Crafters Companion. So I've dug out my hard hat and I've popped down to our UK warehouse to give you the lowdown. Now we do listen to you guys and we know that delivery times have been an issue for our crafty community, so we're doing something about it. The team is getting ready to set up a new and improved state-of-the-art system right here in our global distribution hub. This new picking and packing facility means we'll be able to process orders and ship them to you faster and more efficiently than ever before. This means less time waiting for parcels to arrive and more time getting stuck into your next creative project. While we get this new world-class service up and running, there'll be a few temporary changes. So here's what you need to know. Our UK warehouse will shut down for a week while the team sets up the new system. Don't worry, you can continue to shop as normal on the Crafters Companion website. You'll just wait a little longer for your orders to arrive. US crafters, listen up. We'll be able to send you guys some orders from our warehouse in California. These will be delivered as normal, so look out for this label on the site. If you're waiting for your parcel to arrive, don't worry, we'll keep you crafting. Join the Crafters TV team every day to find out how to make the most of your craft collection. With a different theme and tutorials every day, craft your stash with us to find fresh, creative inspiration in your paper pads, inks, and more. Right, that's enough from me now. I'm going to leave the guys here to get cracking. If you need any more info, head over to the Crafters Companion website and don't forget to tune in to Crafters TV. I'll see you there.
Oh, welcome back to Crafters TV. Oh, it's out there. We're having a warehouse closure, but don't worry, you're in safe hands and it's only going to make things absolutely better for you in the future, which is going to be amazing. So just remember, next week, we've got a really exciting week because it's all about craft your stash. You know, you can obviously buy, you just got to wait, but you're going to learn to use all the things, or get out the things that you forget about or forget to use. We're going to be doing inspiration. Each one of us are going to be in next week doing it. I'm in on Tuesday doing your scoreboards. So I've got the Ultimate Pro and the scoreboard, which is my absolute favourite. So get ready with your Ultimate Pros. We're going to do a little bit of a sort of craft along, so you can craft along if you want with me real time, but we're going to just be winging it the whole couple of hours just to see how we use it and going right back to basics. So I'm really excited about that. And each one of the team will be in doing different things all through the week. So a nice, exciting week for you. Now, we are in the middle of our amazing Showstopper, which is the brand new stamps by Sheena. She is one of the craft world's absolutely amazing illustrators. She's very inspirational. The stamps that she does are incredible, and we're so lucky to have her here with us in the studio. Now, the Showstopper itself includes the 4 new stamps. Now, they're brand new today. They haven't been anywhere else. You've got them first on Crafters TV. We're doing them as this Showstopper deal. Now, the Showstopper deal is better than buying the stamps on their own. If you buy the 4 stamps on their own, especially if you're platinum, they're actually cheaper. We're actually giving you money back from the stamps, which is amazing. But you're getting all 4 of the stamps. You're getting 2 packs of 3s, which is 18 colours in total, so 6 pens of our tri-blend brush markers. You're also getting a set of our rocker blocks, and you're also getting a pack of our Nina cardstock, which is our alcohol cardstock that's been specifically made for alcohol pens. The Showstopper deal today, platinum price, £27.98 or $40.70. It's an absolute steal. When that come on this morning, both me and Sheena, our jaws dropped to the floor. We couldn't believe the value that you are getting in here. Everybody is going for that Showstopper. I'm seeing more and more comments coming through saying you've just ordered them, you've just got your pens, you've just got the Showstopper. Absolutely love that. And you're also loving everything that Sheena has been showing us. Now, just 1 or 2 little things actually. One little thing is Sheena's bag. She's handpicked some really good goodies in here. There's all sorts in here. I mean, as you can imagine, there's stamps and dies, beautiful creator cards. I love this one. This one's a great one because it really does, it's something that really inspires Sheena, which is the great outdoors. So that's a really lovely one. We've got some beauty stamps in there for sort of hair. We've got some gorgeous stamps in there. This one is that breathe in, breathe out. So you can do lots of goodies with that one, lots of good techniques with that one. We've also got the Connie Fong Angel stamp in there. We've got the brand new, these were launched with our Duet ink pads, so that amazing fairy glade, absolutely gorgeous stamp there in our brand new design packaging, so you'll absolutely love that, and so much more in this bag. There is literally loads more in this bag, so it's an incredible value. You're getting that for £30 today or $40. The other thing, we've still got a handful of the Gemini 2s, so you can still get that. You're getting 1,000 extra points with that machine as well, which is amazing. In fact, we've got 100 left of those machines, and then they'll be gone until they come in again. So if you want to grab yourself a nice little machine, our Gemini 2 is absolutely incredible. You can also get the bonus buy with that, and what you want to do is just put the bonus buy and your machine in your basket and check just those 2 out, because you'll get an additional half the price on top of the already half price goodie bag. So absolutely amazing. £62.50 if you're in the UK, or $75 if you're in the US. It's a great one to have. Right now, the Showstopper, the new stamps, they're amazing. Shall we head back to Sheena and see? Oh, I just heard she's going to do her secret medium. So we asked you at the beginning of the show, could you guess? Sheena will show it before she starts, to see if you can guess what medium she's been colouring onto, and it is pretty cool. What is it? Well, you don't have to tell us. Show us it first.
I will. Oh, you know what I'm trying to do this. Hang on. I thought I'd do a bit of stamping beforehand. Right. Before I do this, let me just pop that on there and hope that, yes, we're good. Yay. Okay, we're not having that same problem as we had before. Right, so it's really great surface to colour onto. In the art world, you can get a paper that is specifically for pastels and oil-based pencils, and it's called a sanded paper, and it's really pricey. So guess what this is? Ba, ba, ba. It's sandpaper.
Sandpaper.
Get your
I know.
DIY.
It's unbelievable that that's sandpaper.
Isn't it? And you can get these strips of it, and they're so affordable, these strips. So what you want is a high number. So see, this one says 2,000. The higher the number, the finer it is, and it really just feels like like a
rougher paper.
Yes, this one's quite rough. This one's a bit rougher, but you can most of your stamps. Well, actually, you can make them fit on this dimension as well. So get yourself some of that. It's the wet and dry you want, not regular yellow sandpaper. And the higher the number, the better. So you want nothing less than, say, 1,000. 1,000 up, and 2,000's better. So we'll put that there. So what I've done is I've got my image ready to stamp partway onto this, and I'm using the opaque pigment, and I'm using spar blue, and I'm just going to ink this up this time and hope that this is going to show up on this like that. And if it doesn't, because we're using the repositionable one, we should be good to go, we should be fine. Yeah, don't show up at all. Let's try that again. We might need a different colour, so we'll see. We may be here some time, people. Oh, did I put that round the wrong way?
Oh my goodness, how has that happened? Nicola just went, we've only got 40 minutes. I thought she was joking. Where has that time gone? Oh my goodness.
What? Oh, that's okay, I can see that. I may not do the whole thing, because for time. Let's do that bit and then we'll come back and do the rest so we can carry on, all right? So let me show you what we're going to do. We'll pop that off there. And, yeah, we can just put everything out the way for the minute. I just can't be tidy if I try. So this, look, this is what we're going to go, look, this is what we're looking at. How cool is that? But this time we're going to use the pencils, all right? So I've got just here, we've got the, is this the primaries or essentials? Essentials. You want the one with the white in, really, and that's the essential set, okay? So you definitely want, white is your friend with this type of colouring. And in fact, the, what you want to do is the first colour you're going to put down is white. So can you see how much that's grabbing that colour, Debbie? How it's like really, really...
Yeah.
Like,
amazing.
I'm not having to press down hardly. Look how cool that is. That is just really grabbing all of that. So what will happen is your pencils will go down a bit quicker, but it's not like, oh, I've got nothing left. Don't worry, you're fine. They do, it's not using as much up as you think you might be using up.
I've just seen something very shocking. Can we just look at the bottom of the screen? A tin of artist quality blending pencils are normally £24.99. You can buy them today, Sheena, for £10.
What?
£10 or $14 for a £24.99.
Who's doing the
tin
pricing
pencils?
today? I think they've got like a little bit like pricing crazy, haven't they?
Well, I think you've made them go do lally today.
Do it, just do it. If you haven't, look at how quick this makes your colouring so quick because of that tooth on the, because you know the way coloured pencils work, they only work because of the a tooth on the card. They don't have any they don't have like a solvent that holds in there. It's literally the grain of the card that makes them stick. So this, having like an extreme tooth to the card, is absolutely going to stick. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So basically, and it's just much quicker as well. I couldn't quite see where my petal's gone there because I should have gone over. Had I got more time, I would have absolutely stamped that over again just so I could see it better. But I didn't want to take more time up than, was necessary to show you what we're doing with this. So the technique is definitely put your light colour down first. So in this case, what happens is with regular card, the tooth of the card can fill up quite quickly. All right, before you know it, you've got like it's not taking any more colour because you've filled up all the little nooks and crannies. If you imagine looking at the side of your card, it's going to look like, bear with. It's going to look, if you put a piece of card across, Nina card is like that, yeah? So that is not the card you want for this. Miri card is like that, as is acetate. So imagine you slice through it. Your regular kind of all-purpose card is more like this. Yeah?
Right.
Yeah. And this is like that, but not quite as extreme, maybe a bit more like, you know, like this. So, and that's all these little bits in here is where the pencil, the wax of the pencil fills in. So what happens with a regular card is eventually you'll not take any more colour.
Nothing left
And
to
it
feel.
becomes shiny. Have you noticed that? And
Yes.
you're going, nothing happens, and it goes shiny and shiny. Nothing happens. So there's two things you can do. One, the big first thing is use something with more texture, for sure. So definitely, these are definite no's. Nina and Murray and acetate, definitely not. This one, yes, your regular all-purpose card is work, and your pencil card, your stuff for your pencils, that's exactly why it's been formulated. It'll have more tooth to it, which means it's a bit more textured surface. But this here, so the second thing, so the first thing is get the card. The second thing is, if it does start to do this, Debbie, what you can do is use your Spectrum Noir, your blending solution,
Yep.
right? And your paper stumps, like this, yeah? And what that does is it breaks down the wax. So if you're at the point where it's not taking any more colour and you want to make it darker, a little bit lighter, blend it with this and the wax stump, and then it'll allow you, because it breaks the wax down,
emulsifies.
makes it go into the card a bit more. Yes, it sinks into the pulp of the card a bit more than sitting on the surface. That makes sense?
Absolutely, yes.
So they're the two things that you can do. But what we've done here is we've just made sure that that's not a problem, thank you very much, because look at what we've got here. We have like the most textured option possible. So what you'll also find is you'll be having to sharpen, that's the word, thingy. You'll be thingying the pencils a bit more, but that's okay too. But it gives it such a lovely, it looks like pastels.
Yeah, it's
It doesn't look
amazing.
like pencils when you're done. And the impact, it's just absolutely gorgeous. So we'll go from that one. Let's use this mid blue here, and then we'll go to the really dark blue. So what I'm doing is now I'm just look at your stamp, because I've kind of, like I say, I haven't got much to go on here. Just make sure you stamp your line out a little bit more, it's a bit more defined than mine is here. That's what I'm saying. So we'll go with the blue and just blend that. And again, we'll bring the white back in places to just, blend one into the other and smooth it down a bit.
I mean, that is incredible. It's an incredible technique. Jane is saying, so that is sandpaper. It's not paper that has been sanded.
No, it's sandpaper. It's wet and dry. Go to your, your Home Depot, your B&Q, anywhere like that, and get your regular wet and dry paper.
Yeah, Lillian's saying, oh, I have loads of the wet and dry paper. Liz is asking what pencils, she missed it. They're at the bottom of the screen there, Liz. There are colour blend pencils. They're on offer today, which is incredible. They're £10. £10 or $14 for a $24.99 set of artist quality pencils in their tins. That's amazing value.
That's fantastic. That
If
really
you
is.
go for that and the Showstopper, Sheena, you've saved so much money today. Add in your goodie bag. I mean, you've saved like hundreds today. That's amazing.
It's fun. They really are mega deals, aren't they today?
Yeah, really good.
Are. Which is fabulous. Yeah.
Oh, Faye's just bought her Gemini 2. She can't wait for it to come. Well done,
Yay.
Faye. You will love it.
Fantastic. I need a G2.
You need a G2 in your life.
Gotta get a G2.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if this one's not here tomorrow, you saw nothing, all right? If there's just a little blank space here. So can you see how I'm just building up the petals? A little bit of paper to stop the bits going, and catching would be, you could rest your hand on like that. So just blend in one. So by putting the white down first, that's true of any colouring with pencils. I always reserve my real estate of white before I do anything else, because when those little troughs, those little nooks and crannies that we said are the tooth of the card, once they get filled up, you can't do anything. What
Yep.
tends to happen with newbies to coloured pencils is you go in heavy-handed with the colour and then try to lighten it, and all of it's all been filled. It's like, you know, they've got the sun loungers have already been taken up with
Yeah.
towels on them, Debbie. That's your reference for the minute. You having flashbacks to your holiday now? So it's like, so you need to get in there and reserve the white, because you know, you can always make it darker later, but to get the white back isn't as easy as it would be had you not done
Right. Can you still use blender solution on this medium?
Yes, you can, Debbie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you absolutely can. So can you see how it's just that lovely contrast of that super dark background with that white, that light pop? Looks amazing. It's a bit powdery at the minute because I'm going quickly and I'm trying to, I'm not being careful. I should have had something to rest my hand on for the colour, but it gives you, it lets you see how it works in the technique.
It's still looking amazing.
So just carrying on.
Nicola thinks it's crazy good. Well, I don't think I can repeat how she said it, 'cause it was crazy good.
So just working my way around. So the 3 colours, again, this is just the one set. So honestly, at that price, just do yourself a favour. Just if you haven't got these again, just get the one set even and try them out.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
That's really good. I don't think I've ever seen them or not. I've seen a half price offer. I don't know if I've seen them for £10 before.
Wow.
Melanie's saying she's going to have to try this, and Stephanie's saying I love my pencils.
So now the tooth of this is even becoming full because I can feel it. It's gone smoother, and I can feel the white, but that's fine because I've got all the colour down I wanted to get down. I've got the white where I want it to be, and the colour is all blended. You can't even see, you know, it was lots of, it looked a bit grainy to start with, but that's all gone now because I've filled in all those nooks and crannies in there. And now what we can do is just start to, maybe we'll put a little bit of light here, because I want this a little bit light around this centre, like that. And then we'll use a little bit of a light greeny colour. In fact, instead of greeny, let's just say it's green. Like that. Hasn't it gone quiet when I shut up? It's like...
Just watching.
And then we put a little bit of a yellowy colour in there. But I'm going to be careful now because I want to do a bit of texture. So I'm filling it. I know I'm filling this up a little bit here. So I need to cease and desist and hold back a little bit and make sure I've got the little bit of room still to put something. Stand down. That's right. Yeah.
Stand down.
Back off. Nothing to see. Yeah. So. Right, yeah, so a little texture in there. We can do that later with a little bit of a white gel pen. That would do that nicely. So let me just make this a little bit smoother there. And leave a little bit of the black there. And the swirls, let's try an orangey swirl, because the thing is you can do a contrast with this really nicely. We'll try that there. And we'll do that there. And we'll go with the yellow in between. You wouldn't use watercolour pencils on wet and dry. The benefit of this is purely just because you want to use the tooth in the card that's making your pencils shine. The colour, the intensity of colour, you just never get this intensity of colour with any other card, because it doesn't grab as much of the pigment from the pencil as this one does. Does that make sense?
It's a little bit like craft card as well, because the pencils
Yes.
grab that quite well, don't they?
Exactly. So imagine craft card multiplied by a lot.
Yeah.
That's what this is doing. Exactly.
Yeah, the vibrancy of the pencils you're still getting.
Isn't it amazing? Yeah.
It's really amazing. I'm definitely going to try this.
It's such a cool technique. I didn't stamp anymore to be able to show you much more on there, but we'll go a little bit with a white gel pen, and we can do a little bit more kind of, let's try this black, just to give this a little bit of definition. So if you've lost a little bit of your kind of the definition and you want to put that back, you can always just, you know, go back and put a little bit in, just to give it a bit of, it's easy. I should have just left that there and then done that, because then I would have I'm making it work for me, you know, by using the dark grey. It's like you don't have to colour it in, because that is the colour of the thing, it's dark grey. So I'm going to do a little bit of a jagged kind of edge to this, like that, like that. But it looks nothing like coloured pencil normally looks. When you're finished, it looks much more like pastel, like a soft pastel. And can you see how now I don't mind that I'm putting some line work in there, because that's what I want. I want to give a little bit of, you know, a little bit of detail back. So you can do that by just going around and you know, using your pen to put that back if you want to bring it out again.
That's amazing.
And then we'll put a little, oh, come on, some gel pens are going to play nicer than others on this surface. If it's a bit waxy, and they'll have to like set. This is where this one's really good, because a regular gel pen wouldn't want to know this now, because
Right, yeah.
there's not enough for it to grab onto, yeah? But with this, this one it does, because it's a soft nib, and even then I think I've got a little bit, it's picked up, it's melted a bit of the wax, so it's sticking in the pen, but I'll just scribble it to clean it and then try again and then, you know, do a little bit more. Being sandpaper, it's stuck to me.
Actually, it looks like you've got an eye in the centre there.
Aye.
Oh,
Watching
look at
you.
that. It does. It looks like an eye. An
Watching you,
eyeball.
Debbie.
Yeah, I can see an eyeball in there. Debbie Durrant has come on and given a good tip, actually, because she's saying that if you do get some road marks on your sandpaper from your pencil dust, you can lift it off with a bit of low-tack tape.
Yes, absolutely. Little bit of like,
Very
well,
good.
you know, the stuff that, yes, crafters do, the low-tack tape. And there was loads over here, if you haven't found it. Exactly what you can do. Oh, it's in the thing. I thought it was separate. Right, bear with. I've gone. I'm looking for tape. Right, I'll be back. Oh, look, Debbie, it's in this whole big fancy holder thing. I tried to pick it up, and it's in a big fancy holder that I've yet to look at now. So yeah, if you do that, lift that and then lift it up. If you go around carefully, you can usually give it a bit of a rub and then pick it up. Can you see how the line? Yeah.
Very good.
Like that. And just kind of like, yeah, it's like going to the beauty salon and like rip it off. There. So can you see how you would just go around when it's done? Wait till you're finished with it, because you just end up getting marks as you're going anyway. But there you go. But look at how vibrant that is. You would never get that pop of colour with pencils on a regular bit of card.
Yeah, that's absolutely
So I'm
incredible.
hoping that was a nice little thing for you there.
Amazing.
And that's what Debbie's done
Absolutely.
to create
Love
this
that.
one, yeah.
And there's the finished card.
There's the
yes.
finished card.
Looks incredible.
Right, I'm going to have a little reshuffle, Debbie, tidy up.
Absolutely, yes, definitely. Stephanie said that she was in the chain store, hobby store, a few weeks ago. Was amazed at the price of the different brands and colouring pencils and alcohol markers. So happy I found CC years ago. Teresa's saying, does the roughness of the sandpaper damage the pencils?
No, it goes down quick.
It goes down quicker,
It does,
yeah.
but then that's with anything. If you're building it up, you'd use. But that's, I've gone down. It wasn't sharp. This was a new tin, so it was only about from that to that. With doing that flower, so you know that's acceptable.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. When you're getting that kind of trade-off and intensity of colour, I think that's That's fair dues.
Yeah, absolutely. That is amazing, tense colour that you're still getting on there. So remember, you can get your coloured blend pencils for £10 today, which is amazing. Just go on to the website and you'll be able to shop the day, in fact. Right, we're going to take a little short break, but we'll be right back. Have a look at this. Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place. Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some. We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some other customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. Love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family. Welcome back to Crafters TV. We're literally in the last quarter of an hour of the show. I don't know where this last couple of hours have gone. I think it's just we've just been so watching what Sheena's been creating, which has been incredible. You're loving what she's doing, and you know it's just going to get better from here, isn't it? I mean, it can't get worse because it's amazing. Right, so Sheena's, we're looking at her very new stamps today. They're brand new today. launching on Crafters TV. There's 4 new stamps in this collection. Now you can go onto the website and you can buy just the 4 stamps if you want to, but don't do that. And I only say that because look at the Showstopper that we've got on the side there. Our Showstopper includes your rocker blocks, your Nina cardstock, your tri-blend brush pens. There are 6 pens in there and 18 colours, plus your 4 stamps, and all you're paying is £3 more than what you would do if you were just to buy the stamps on their own. So it's really worth it. In fact, for platinum price, it's £27.98 or $40.70. That's less than what the stamps cost on their own. So please don't just buy the stamps on their own. Go for that Showstopper deal. It's the best way and the best deal that you're going to get on that one. Right, Sheena, can we have your two projects and we can put them into a vote for the end of the show?
Absolutely.
She's busy
trying to
doing
finish
stuff
my
over there.
butterfly
She's
off.
busy.
Phew.
What's she doing?
Just ignore me. How rude am I? Yeah,
She's
that's what I'm doing.
finishing her
I thought, well, we've got a
butterfly.
butterfly with half a wing. And I thought, oh no, let's just like finish that off, and then at least you can say that.
Ah,
that was
looks amazing.
I can't even remember.
A pencil one you just
pencil
done.
one.
Yes.
Where did that go?
Where's
I've got
it gone?
No, I've got it. It's
There
fine.
it
It's all
is.
coming back to me
There
now.
it is.
See.
So we'll do the butterflies number 1
Number 1.
and number 2 of the sandpaper technique. 1 or 2. Get your votes in.
Or 2.
Looks amazing. Oh, it's very difficult actually. I love that you do these techniques and we can put them on show.
Yeah, I think the thing is for me, the value in the show, you get more from me showing you the technique than sticking the thing together.
Absolutely.
We always have them ready to stick together, but I'm always thinking, well, we've got more to show you that you're going to get more out of, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah? So what else can you show us?
Right, well, I was going to say about using the pencil on top of your pens as well, which I'm sure you've seen before. But it's nice to just recap.
It's my favourite technique, actually, Sheena. I love pencils on top of alcohol colouring.
It just makes them pop a bit more. So let's work on this one here. So if, for example, this little bee, I'm thinking I could make the bee a bit more prominent. I think what I'll use is just use this black on the black of the bee. I wasn't going to make it as black as I've decided it will look better, really black. Can you see how that's really popping now, that little bee? He looks less messy and more defined, yeah? So he's really popping there. The wing, I could say, because that's a little bit light, I might want to go over a little bit more with the white, just to smooth that in a little bit. And the same with the petals of the flower. So if I want to do a little bit more drama, be daring sometimes. So this purple flower, I could even, if I wanted to make it look darker again in places, use a dark blue. Oh, I don't know why I'm whispering. It's like, as if I'm doing something. No, she's not allowed to use a dark blue. Don't say
This is what I
anything,
love about the
Sheena's
pencils,
using
though. You
dark
can
blue.
use a totally different contrasting colour.
Yeah. Blue's a good shadow colour. A bluey grey is always a good shadowy colour. But because it's got that, purple's blue and red, it just works really nicely like that. I could do with sharpening that pencil. When you sharpen your pencils, you should move the pencil sharpener, not your pencil. I'm sure Leanne's told you that, because that preserves the core of your pencil. Less chance of it snapping. So I'm just going to go in and do a little bit more with this dark blue on this, it just tidies it up, it tightens it up, it gives it, you know what I was talking about, the contrast, making it pop a bit more.
Yeah.
I think that's what the pencil on top really does. It tightens it up, gives it more impact and drama.
I mean, the depth you're getting there is incredible.
Isn't it? And to think that these pencils are that price, wow. That is amazing. Look at how much more defined these look.
Yeah, I can really see that.
Let me do one of these petals here. So let's go really dark in the centre. And also notice them I'm using the pencil in the direction of the veins in the petal. So by doing that, I'm kind of emphasising the shading. I'm going with the petal, not against it. Does that make sense? Look at how much better that one looks. Much, much more impactful. So really dark in the centre, more pressure, then lift up and we'll colour these little strandy bits in there, but then drag out lightly just from the centre a little bit, and you're getting more of that dark at the base of the petal, where it does get really dark, where the light's not shining, and it's right in the base in the centre. And that's what's going to contour your colouring in your flowers, make them look more 3D, is to be daring on the contrast. Go on, carpe diem, seize it, go for it. Yeah. And I find it goes on really nicely as well on top of the pencils. I think on top of the pens, I think that's really, it feels really nice to do that too. So just continuing around. But now, hopefully, you can see how that's much, much more impactful, I think. And we can do a little bit, let's do a little bit of let's try a little bit of the pink in the middle. So when you're colouring with pencils, what you want to do is use a light pressure, always a light pressure, and circular movements are better than well, I've used straight for those other ones because I wanted to emphasise the veins on the petal. But in this one, I'm going a little bit more like circular, just to diffuse it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see a difference with that one on the top.
Yeah, absolutely.
To this one, so a little bit more, I'm using this hot pink in the centre.
I mean, so much more contrast.
Yeah, that's it. The fun bit is just building it up, Debbie, and it's just a nice thing to do.
And actually, I mean, it's beautiful as it is coloured in with the alcohol pens, but to add that on top, it really does just wow.
Yeah, it does. And it's up to you again. And like everything we've done today, we've got different stages, and it looks good like this. Then you can stop there if that's where your confidence is taking you to, and you're thinking, right, I'm stopping, I'm quitting while I'm ahead. Or time permits. But then we've shown you ways to take it further to make it even more wow if you want to, if time permits and you feel like you're ready for that next step to give it that extra pop, isn't it? It's a choice thing. And the beauty is these pencils, especially for that price, it's phenomenal. You're not going to get a better deal than that for pencils like this, seriously. That is just a ridiculously good price. So what I'm doing with the white, I'm doing something that we call burnishing at the very last. When you know you don't want to add any more colour and you're happy with what you've got, what you can do is go much heavier pressure and burnish. So basically you're filling all those little gaps really quickly with the colour, and it's saying like, I'm done, that's it, I'm not going to ask anything more of you. Because you won't get any more on there, because you know that's how it's going to cling, isn't it? So if there's no real estate left for your pencil to cling onto, it's all like an ice rink now. It's down like a mirror card surface. You can't add any more. So make sure when you do that last bit that you're not going to want to add any more colour if you do that heavier-handed burnishing thing. Just make sure that you're happy with what you've got before you commit to that. So I'm using this blue even over those green leaves because I want that drama, that dark little, to contour the leaves a little bit along where the veins are and around where some of the other plants are. And look at how much that one's popping out there.
Yeah.
We'll do the same here, Debbie.
I mean, if you've got the time to do this is something that's well worth doing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely thing to do, and it does look. It looks like airbrushed when you do it and you take your time. It's so seamless, the blend and from one colour to the next, and that's a nice thing to practice, to get used to that. And you can do this sitting in front of the TV on your lap tray, which is what I love. You don't have to. You don't have to have a whole big production thing and clear the decks if you're doing a messy painting technique. It's just something that is living room friendly, isn't it? And not everything is. And I sometimes forget that. Seriously. I was like, oopsies, maybe you shouldn't have done that in the living room. Oh well, that's a permanent colour on the carpet now. Yeah, I do. And the producer said, "Did you hide it from her?" I says, "Yeah, hide it, then run." Move the furniture till it covers. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Willow, what did you do? Oh, what have you done? Yeah, she's that bright. She'd probably dob me in, shouldn't her? She's like, So Yeah, can you see how that's looking really? I think it's looking better now. It looked good before, but I think it's looking even more impactful now. And what you can do again is use that blue. If you weren't sure about the ribbons in the pen and getting the contour, the kind of blend, that kind of shine on your ribbons, use the pencils, because it's a little bit more of a controlled way of doing it. So by using the dark at the base where it's darker, and then lighter where there's what you think the light would shine, maybe there. See, it's got a glint on it. And the same here, and then we'll go up to there and we'll keep it a glint there. Plus, if you've got a little bit messier with your pen, the pencils will tidy that up for you.
So Rosin is asking what card you use for the purple flower. She missed that. The purple flower was done earlier in Wake Up Call, so you can watch that. And I believe was it Nina cardstock?
Nina,
yes.
this was Nina.
Which is in with your Showstopper.
Yeah, so that's Nina. And the other one was the sandpaper, yeah. And also craft card works fab as well. But I think that looks much better. And I could do the same with this as well, with some of the reds and the yellow. Let's just pick out, maybe let's try this one. See what that would look like in the centre. And again, I've just used that one set, haven't I? You continue and use different sets. Oh, look at that. Look at that fiery pink in the centre there. I'm just going to do one side so you can see.
Yeah,
light
that's amazing.
pressure. Look at that. Look at that, how it's popping even more.
Well, as Gillian's saying, how on earth can we go wrong with Sheena and Leanne showing us all of their techniques?
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I think we both just love what we do, don't we? And God knows we can both talk, so there's nothing going to be held back. So you'll get everything that's in my head as it's coming out. Right, so I think that, yeah, let me just do this little wing here and let you see how you can make that colour pop.
Oh, and apologies, I called you Rosin and it's Rose Sheen. Not very good with pronouncing your names out there. You've got some unusual names, but lovely names.
Yeah, it's better than Leakhead, believe me.
Gloria's saying, hello Sheena, I love your stamps and all of your hints and tips. You are a very talented lady and so are all of your design team.
Oh, my design team are amazing. I'm a very lucky lady to have the design team I have. And lovely people too. They're all as lovely as you would want them to be. So if you've got any questions, ask them. They love to help. They love to... Can you see how much that one has got more impact and pop than this side?
It's amazing.
So I went over with a pencil on that side. But yes, so there you go. That's a little bit of pencil on top of the pen.
Well, as you've got your butterfly one out, that's the demo of the show. Was number one, was that beautiful butterfly, and I'm not surprised. That will go in with the no-line demo that we had from Wake Up Call earlier. Lily's going to be back later on. I am going to be heading home a little bit earlier just because I move in tomorrow. I'm going to move house, so very excited about that. I will be back with you next Tuesday. No, I'll be back with you next Monday evening. Actually, me and Leanne have got a big Tiffany show, which is going to be amazing. So I'll be back at 6 p.m. then. We've had just an amazing day. If you want to still go for that Showstopper, it is live on the web till 12 o'clock midnight. The Showstopper is the best way and the best buy of the new stamps. You're actually only paying £3 extra more than what the stamps cost if you was just to get the stamps on their own. So make sure you go for that Showstopper. In the Showstopper, you are getting those 6 tri-blend pens, the 2 packs of 3s, 18 colours in total. You're also getting the rocker blocks, set of rocker blocks, and you're also getting the Nina cardstock pack, as well as those 4 beautiful stamps that Sheena has brought to us today, and they are absolutely brand new. You are the first to see them, the first to get them, so make sure you grab them today because they will be dispatched this week as well. Talking about being dispatched this week, the Gemini 2, we still have 100 left of these in stock, so if you want to grab yourself a buy on that. It's our brand new Gemini 2. It's exactly the same power, performance and precision as what our original Gemini is, but the G2 now offers all that new technology, technology with a quieter motor, faster, new technology plates which last you 3 times the amount, which is incredible. It's just a beautiful machine to have, so if you could spread your pennies a little bit further, that machine is the one to go for. You're also getting a bonus 1,000 points with the machine as well, and there's also a goodie bag that you can purchase with the Gemini, which is already half price for everybody, but it's half price again for the Gemini 2. So if you're going for a Gemini 2, make sure you grab that bargain buy, because it's £62.50 and there's £200 worth of goodies in there, so it's a really good one to have. $75 if you're in the States, £300 the bag is worth, so it's an amazing saving on that one. Sheena, you'll be back at 6 o'clock. What can we expect then?
Well, more techniques, more colouring for sure, colouring.
Oh, amazing.
And yeah, just more fun.
Oh, well, I will see you very soon anyway, so
Cheers,
but the people out there will see you back at 6 o'clock. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So thank you everyone. It's been a great day, last couple of days, so I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you for your company. Please join Sheena and Lily back at 6 p.m. They're going to be bringing you an amazing, beautiful beginning show, so you'll have a lot more fun then. I will see you next week. Bye.